And just like that, week 4 of the NFL season is already here, and last week was a very weird one. Lots of blocked kicks, lots of comebacks, lots of upsets, but I still managed to do pretty well. I went 12-4 on my picks. The ones I got wrong being, I picked the Rams over the Eagles, I picked the Falcons over the Panthers, the Packers over the Browns, and the Cowboys over the Bears. Other than that, though, I was flawless. Went 12-4 week 2. Also, week 3, I'd love to do it again. And we're going to start with Thursday Night Football. We have Seahawks at Cardinals. Seahawks destroyed the Saints, but it's the Saints, and the Cardinals barely lost to the Mac Jones 49ers. I've been saying it every video here, but the Cardinals are frauds, and they lost James Conner for the year. You hate to see that, but even with him, I already had more faith in the Seahawks, so I'm going to pick them to beat the Cardinals on the road on Thursday Night Football. I just think they're better coach, better roster, and they don't have Kyler Murray as their quarterback, so they will win. Next up, we have the first international game of the year, and I actually love these because they're at like 8 a.m., and I can get up and have a football game on while I do stuff. We have Vikings at Steelers. The home and away thing doesn't really matter because it's in Dublin, so like who cares? But the Vikings destroyed the Bengals, and the Steelers like won against the Patriots, I guess. They had 5 turnovers, but they still only won by 1 score, I'm pretty sure, which is a little concerning and is why I'm picking the Vikings to beat the Steelers. If it was J.J. McCarthy playing, I would pick the Steelers, but Carson Wentz is a big boy. He's played quarterback before, and the Steelers defense has not looked too great through 3 weeks. So I think, I just have a feeling the Vikings are going to beat them. The Vikings don't really have any corners. I mean, Isaiah Rodgers had a great game, but yeah, I don't know. This is either going to be super high scoring or super low scoring. I have no idea, but I'm going to hope the Vikings, not hope, I just think they're going to win. I don't want them to win. I just think they will. I'm picking them. Next up, we have Commanders at Falcons. One of these teams put up 40, and one of these teams put up 0. Commanders got a big win. It was against the Raiders, though, so I'm not going to count it very much. And the Falcons got a big L, and it was against the division rival Panthers. I had more faith in them, to be honest with you. I thought they had more in the tank, but nonetheless, even with the shutout last week, I'm picking the Falcons to beat the Commanders. If Jaden Daniels is playing, I pick them. I pick the Commanders, obviously, but it's Mariota. Terry McLaurin's dealing with something, so that's not good. The Falcons, I still do think, have a pretty solid defense. However, this one's actually a pretty big toss-up for me. I can see either team winning, but I feel like the Falcons are going to want to respond after that first, after that game, against the Panthers. That was pretty pitiful, but if Michael Penix plays like that again, they're cooked. Next up, Chargers at Giants. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but I have the Chargers winning on the road. The Giants might be the worst team. I don't think they are. Well, there's a chance they are. They're definitely bottom 5, but Jackson Dart is starting this week, and they've only decided to start him against the Chargers defense, who I'm pretty sure is number 1 in like every category, so I'm sure that'll go well for him. But yeah, pretty easy. The Chargers should win. Only thing that concerns me is their O-line, but they just spam throw the ball anyway, so it shouldn't be that bad. Next up, Titans at Texans, and this one was also pretty close for me, to be honest. Both teams, I'm pretty sure, are winless. They're 0-3, which is crazy that the Texans are 0-3. And even though the Texans might have the worst offensive line I've ever put my eyes on, I'm going to pick them to beat the Titans. I just think that team has more experience, not only just in the league, but playing together compared to the Titans. Cam Ward against the Texans defense, rookie QB, I don't like those odds, so I went with the Texans to win. Next game, a banger of a game. It's Eagles at Buccaneers. Eagles, low-key, probably should have lost against the Rams, but they didn't. And the Buccaneers, low-key, probably should have lost against the Jets, but they didn't. Bucks lose Mike Evans. That's a pretty big deal. I don't know if Chris Godwin's coming back. I don't think he is. So that receiving core is going to be pretty rough. Not only that, they are down a tackle, their starting tackle, and the Eagles, I don't think, have any injuries, like any big one. Oh, Landon Dickerson, that's a big injury. Oh my God. They better figure that out. He might play. He might play. I don't even know how serious it it is. But either way, I'm picking the Eagles to win. I think they're a better team anyway. I think if the Bucs were fully healthy, I would pick them. But I think the Eagles are a little bit better than the Buccaneers, so I'm going to pick them to win. But once again, this one could go either way for me. Next up, another toss-up. There's a lot of those this week. And it's not like competitive teams being toss-ups. It's like these weird, inconsistent ones being toss-ups. We have Panthers at Patriots. The Panthers absolutely farmed the Atlanta Falcons last week, and the Patriots got farmed by the Steelers last week. Now, everything in my brain tells me that the Panthers should win this game. They've played better than the Patriots thus far this year, so I did pick them to win. However, keep in mind, every week I've picked the Panthers to win, they lose, okay? The only time I didn't pick them was last week, and they won, sorry. So I'm picking the Panthers to win, but if they don't, it's all my fault, just so you know. But I think they'll win, hopefully. Next up, sad matchup. We have Saints at Bills. I'm picking the Bills. If they don't put up 50 points, their season's over. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, the Saints got dog walked by the Seahawks, and the Bills are the best team in the league, so they should win pretty easily. Next up, we have a 1 p.m. game that I'm going to. We have Browns at Lions. I've been picking the Lions to win every week, so I do it again. I'm picking the Lions to win. I do know how we beat the Ravens, but I really thought that game was going to be closer than it was. I know the final score was 30-38, but we were dominating them, which was shocking to me. And look, the Browns, they're notorious for not being a great team, but I actually think this is going to be a pretty tough game. Their defense is nasty, and we have Terrion Arnold playing corner, who is the most dog cheeks player on the defense. Plus, our pass rush isn't great, despite the amount of sacks we had on Monday Night Football. But I gotta back the Lions either way. I think they're gonna win. I'm picking them. Next up, Jaguars at 49ers. This one was also very difficult for me. The Niners, their whole team's hurt. Brock Purdy, Ayuk. Is Jennings hurt? I don't know. He might be. Kittle's hurt. Bosa's hurt. Golly, bro. Like, that's insane to me. I don't even know what to say. And the Jaguars, did they lose? No, they beat the Texans, didn't they? I think they beat the Texans. But yeah, I'm picking the Jaguars. If the Niners were healthy, obviously this would be a win, but I don't think the Mac Jones revenge game is going to happen. I think the Jaguars are going to win. Their team's just more complete. I specifically have more faith in their offense, but once again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners win. I think the Niners are like a better coached team, but they're just a little too injured right now. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to the Jaguars. All right, next up, Colts at Rams. The Colts have been on a generational run, but I think it stops here. I'm picking the Rams to beat them at home. I do think the Colts are still a good team, even if they, lose to the Rams here. I just think the Rams are a better team than the Colts. If the Colts can stay in this, that would be great for them. If they get absolutely dog walked, that'd be bad. Or if they beat the Rams, holy moly, the glazing. Okay, I'm not even ready. But I don't think they're going to beat the Rams. I'm picking the Rams to win. All right, next up, yet another toss-up for me. We have Bears at Raiders. The Bears smoked the Cowboys, and the Raiders got smoked by the Commanders. The Raiders got to be one of the most disappointing teams in the league this year. And the Bears, while I think their defense stinks, I think the Raiders are just bad in general. So I'm actually going to pick the Bears to beat the Raiders on the road. Granted, I don't think the Bears are going to win more than 6 or 7 games this year. Haha, 6, 7. But dude, the Raiders are just so bad, and they just refuse to use Genty at all. It's so frustrating. So I'm going to pick the Bears to win. It might be high scoring, to be honest. All right, yet another toss-up. We have Ravens at Chiefs. Both teams 1-2, which is crazy. And one of these teams is going to be 1-3. The Ravens defense does not look great. They did play us, but we ran the ball all over the Ravens. And the Chiefs, their one win is against the Giants. To be fair to them, they've been semi-competitive in every game, but I don't know. I'm going to pick the Ravens to win. I just feel like the Ravens, I don't know. This feels like one of those games where like the Chiefs lose in the regular season and then win in the postseason when it matters. And I just feel like they have like Hollywood Brown at receiver, and that's about it. Kelsey's washed. The defense has been kind of getting torn up a little bit, at least by the Chargers they did. I don't know. Well, they haven't really been getting torn up, but I don't think they're exactly as good as they once were, we'll say. So I'm going to pick the Ravens to beat the Chiefs on the road, but once again, if the Chiefs win, would not be surprised. Now, Sunday Night Football. Well. We have Packers at Cowboys. The Cowboys might have the worst defense in the league, and I wonder why that could be. Maybe it's because they traded someone to the Packers who they're now going to get smoked by in primetime. I'm picking the Packers to win 48 to 10. Okay, it's going to be sad. The Packers are going to smoke them, bro. The Cowboys have no defense, and the Packers do. That's all you need to know. Okay, stinking Micah Parsons, you already know he's going to get a sack. All right, it's dumb. The Packers, I think, will win. And now we have Monday Night Football. And for some reason, they're doing a doubleheader again, but I understand why, because these games stink. We have Jets at Dolphins is the first one of the doubleheader on Monday Night Football. The Jets, I really want them to get a win. I feel like they deserve it. I love Aaron Glenn, even though I hated him as a play caller, but he's like a cool dude. And the Dolphins low-key hung in there with the Bills for a little bit. This, to me, is yet another toss-up. Both these teams are pretty bad. Both of them could win this game, but I just think the Dolphins have like a slightly better roster. The Jets somehow have a better defense, but the Dolphins have like Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, Achane. I think their offense is going to have to win them this game. I think either team's offense is going to have to win them the game because both defenses are pretty bad, and in my opinion, the Dolphins have a better offense, so I have picked them to win. And now we have the final game, another Monday Night Football doubleheader game. It is Bengals at Broncos. The Bengals without Joe Burrow look like me playing quarterback. It's just sad. It's just pathetic. And the Broncos have also not looked great, specifically on offense through these 3 weeks. However, I think this is a pretty good game for them to get right, if you will. They're playing a pretty bad defense they're playing like a below average defense in my opinion, and their good defense, the Broncos' great defense, is playing a backup quarterback. So I think the Broncos should win at home on Monday Night Football. And there you go. Those are my picks for Week 4. Let me know what you agree with or disagree with. And let's hope I keep up this 12-4 train going, or maybe even do better than 12-4. Who knows? We're going to have to see.